they admitted themselves, Khwaja Asif admitted himself that he was used by the United States to harbor, train, and support the Taliban. And it's always been women and children, even within what they call their jurisdiction. And now they're fighting their own monster. I mean, they're the ones who've created this proxy. They're the ones who's made a business out of terrorism. It's incredibly heartbreaking, but they're the problem in the area. They're the cancer in the region.
Thank you for joining us. I want to begin by asking you your views on the current border clashes between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan at this point declared an open war and conducted airstrike last night that we saw. What do you make of the entire situation, ma'am?
Well, it's incredibly heartbreaking when we see videos and pictures and testimonials of families who are losing their entire family in one attack. My own paternal village of Barmal Paktika was attacked, and this is not the first time it's been attacked. And every time Pakistan does an airstrike, they claim that they're killing terrorists. I've yet to hear one person's name that they've actually killed. But they do sit with Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish Mohammed's leaders. They did harbor Osama bin Laden. They admitted themselves, Khwaja Asif admitted himself that he was used by the United States to harbor, train, and support the Taliban. They had Quetta Shura, Miram Shah Shura, they had, and now they're fighting their own monster. I mean, they're the ones who've created this proxy. They're the ones who's made a business out of terrorism, who are the foundation of Pakistan as a state is based off of destabilizing the region. So they're to blame for all of this. It's incredibly heartbreaking, but they're the problem in the area. They're the cancer in the region.
Ma'am, in the recent airstrikes, Pakistan has claimed it has killed many fighters or terrorists, so to speak, ma'am. But what Taliban regime is claiming, it is saying that they have killed women, children, civilians. Uh, who is really being killed, ma'am, in these skirmishes?
It's women and children. We see the pictures, we see the videos, and it's always been women and children, even within what they call their jurisdiction. If we look at Baluchistan and we look at Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, who are they killing? They're killing civilians. Who's in jail right now? It's Mahrang Baluch in Baluchistan. It's Ali Wazir. These are the people who they're jailing while they're still connected with people like Osama bin Laden. They've created TTP. They've created the Afghan Taliban. They've created Lashkar-e-Taiba. I can't even begin to name the dozens of terrorist organizations that exist there, and it's incredibly dangerous because this ideology that they've created is not natural to our region. This is something that was made in Rawalpindi.
Ma'am, how do you see this entire situation? When the Afghan government fell in 2021, many in Pakistan were going gala over it, were so happy. They celebrated and welcomed Taliban regime with open arms. Now the two sides have become enemies and are fighting each other. What do you have to say about the entire shift, ma'am?
I don't believe that full ISI is against the Taliban. I think that the roots are very deep. I do believe that why isn't one Taliban dead? Please show me one leader of the Taliban that's gone. It's not. Where's the fighting happening? It's happening in Pashtun areas. Pashtuns and Baluch are dying. Do you see one Punjabi dying? No, God forbid. I'm not a proponent of war, but I only see the war happening in Afghan areas. So it's incredibly sad, and I think the story is a lot more twisted than it seems. The proxies are really the Taliban were created by Pakistan, and who's benefiting from this war financially? It's Pakistan. They're going to go beg for an IMF loan and go ask for more handouts because they started this skirmish. So it's disgusting. It's incredibly sad.
Ma'am, if this fighting continues, what does this mean for women and children? They are already suffering under the Taliban regime. We recently saw reports suggesting that Taliban allowed domestic violence against women. Do you think this escalation will further their plight, ma'am?
Of course. we talk about the death toll, right? We talk about the injured, but then do we really talk about the victims that have to live with that trauma for the rest of their lives and how that affects their families and generations to come? Surviving and living are two different things. They're not free. They're psychologically in prisons and they're in fear at all times. One side, there have the Taliban regime and these women who are oppressed. The other side, if your husband kills you, no one's going to be asking about you. There is no UN, there is no amnesty, there is no human rights for Afghans. It's incredibly sad.
Ma'am, I have just one last question from you. Can Pakistan be trusted to maintain peace with its neighbor? India has long borne the brunt of Pakistan alleged cross-border activities and terrorism. Now, Pakistan is expressing concern over terror attacks on its own soil and blaming others for it. How do you view this apparent contradiction that is going on? And now they are saying that they are the victim of terrorism, but we know who created these terrorist groups.
I think the gig is up for Pakistan. I think the drapes are pulled and we can see the full picture. I think everyone knows what they're capable of. What Pakistan likes to do is they like to create troll accounts online. They like to manipulate the media. They like to act like they won. They like to show big numbers, which are not true. It's not a democracy in that country. It's a dictatorship, a military dictatorship, and that we know exactly what it is. Now, there are people who have made a business out of war, and those people are the generals in Rawalpindi. But the people in India, the people in Afghanistan, the people who truly want peace and prosperity in our region, somewhere where our entire region can prosper and be proud of it, we need to work together. The good people of India, the women of India, the women of Afghanistan, we need to get together and we need to make our region into something we can be proud of, not sitting there talking about terrorism. That's not who we are. Our women had rights before anyone in the West did. I mean, we had the right to vote. We had the right for land. We had the right for so many things before American and European women did. American and European women recently got these rights and they could lose it any day. But our women had so much. And due to politics and war, this dirty game, it's been ripped away. But I don't count on the UN. I don't count on other countries, but I do count on the women of the world, and especially in India, because I think we can be the bridges to peace.
Ma'am, you mentioned, I just want to ask you another question. You just mentioned that you count on India. What can India do in this situation? What are your expectations from India, ma'am?
India needs to bring this up on an international platform about how Pakistan is extremely dangerous because they have nuclear weapons. How can a country that harbored Osama bin Laden, created dozens of terrorist organizations, are responsible and have admitted to it numerous times that they've done all of this dirty work, how are they still having nuclear weapons? They should be sanctioned. They should be held responsible for the millions of lives that have been affected by the terroristic deep state policies that they've been carrying for decades now. They should be held accountable and they should be denuclearized immediately. And that India can do. India is strong enough to do that.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us and speaking with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Abir.